Right?
Well, we are anyway.
Yeah.
Except the internet's a dick.
Oh, no.
We're live. At least we're recording.
We could switch it back to the Choose a Chaos. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, too bad this is on camera.
Trust me, I've done enough goofy stuff. We need $25 more, everybody. 25, so that we can actually reach at least a fifth of our goal.
Hooty hoo.
Okay,
Yay.
so we're gonna pick back up with Rahadin essentially opening the doors and leading you as all of you as a group out into this same main hallway space, the same cobweb hung columns and dusty ceilings, all that good jazz. Leads y'all directly across the main chamber and up that wide flight of stairs. Massive stairs rise to a landing 20 feet wide by 40 feet long. You trying to make a match?
I'm trying to at least adjust it. You brought it to my attention, and now I am self-conscious.
Stone arches support a ceiling covered with frescoes 20 feet above. The frescoes depict armored knights on horseback, their finer features faded beyond recognition. Dust is floating in the air here. Let's see here. Still have to compare map.
Lord Rahadin.
He's not a lord.
Be polite, man.
What are you gonna do? Address him as servant?
That would be gauche.
I know, right?
Sir.
Lord Rahadin, sir,
Kind of slows down and turns his head back.
would you appreciate if before the wedding we cleaned up the whole castle? It's dusty. People might have allergies.
What you volunteering us for?
I didn't say volunteer you.
You said us.
You can't even reach above the third stone.
Very kind of you. Thank you.
Oh, who donated?
Thank you.
Was not. It hasn't popped up yet.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
Well, we're waiting for it.
Waiting for
Any
the
second
increment.
now. Here it comes.
Well,
Tenor. Illusion
Tenor.
interruption.
Oh.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I have places for that. Okay. So Rahadin only says, "If you choose, you will be compensated appropriately." And
Do I
continues
have to
up
fill
the-
out a 1099?
Oh, that's right. You
continues
want
up the
to
staircase. All right,
I'm about to take more sucking damage.
The landing itself has a pair of staircases that continue farther up. Between the staircases are alcoves containing standing suits of armor that is covered with dark stains. Each suit of armor clutches a mace, the business end of which is shaped like a dragon's head. The words engraved on the arches above the suits of armor have been scratched out. Checking things. Okay.
Oh, Syrex, come here. Not really.
I'm about to say
I don't have the strength to do that.
How high up are these arches?
Too much text and not enough information.
gonna roll sleight of
Um,
hand, steal a mace later.
They're not balanced. Don't
Okay,
have to steal
we'll
that
say
shit.
15 feet, about 5-6 feet above the top of the
Yes,
statue's
I can't
crest.
just reach up and touch it.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Okay. So we are going to y'all follow Rahadin up the closest of the twinned stairways, and you are you emerge into scrolling. Oh my god. Okay. Dim light from the courtyards fall into this great hall through broken glass and iron lattice work of a large window to the west. We'll map this all out whenever we actually need it. This immense room is a place of chilly, brooding darkness. Empty iron sconces dot the walls. Hundreds of dust-laden cobwebs drape the hall, hiding the ceiling from view. Directly across from the window is a set of double doors in the east wall. Farther south, a single door also leads from the east wall. I don't care about all of that crap.
Somewhere underneath one of the other windows is a tasteful pinup of an individual from the 80s wearing a red swimsuit.
At the far southern end of the hall, which is directly across from y'all as y'all top this staircase, a large wooden throne stands atop a marble dais. The high-backed throne faces away from the most of the room. All you can see is the back of the chair. But as you all come into the room and Rahadin is moving to the left to go to one of those doors, you do see what appears to be a silvery gray face peek up over the top of the chair and then duck back down. Doesn't have a lot of features, doesn't seem to have hair, just see eyes in the top of a nose and then it goes back down.
Goddamn, this Drake. Well, hello there.
Rahadin turns to look at you and says, "Who are you speaking to?"
Oh, there's a little figure that popped up over the back of that chair that was turned away from us. It seemed rude to not introduce or try to talk.
There is no one.
No, we
No,
showed
we
them
saw.
out.
Hold on. Is this a hanked situation?
There is nothing there. You are seeing things. Follow me. And continues moving toward
I feel gaslit.
the As you should. Blame the chat. Illusion interruptions. Okay, so Rahadin moves to the
I synced it.
the set of double doors. It leads into a hallway. Hallway is a 10-foot wide corridor stretching north-south. At the end of the hall, floating in the darkness as you're following Rahadin, is a human skeleton clad in the rusted armor and tattered livery of a castle guard. Rahadin does not comment or otherwise interact with the skeletons and simply pushes through a...
So these are
Yo.
animated skeletons.
No,
No, they're just
just hanging there.
so just suits of armor with dead people inside.
Not a full suit of armor, just tattered clothing.
Well, the decorations in this part of the castle definitely got a little bit more grim.
Oh, sorry, yes, rusted armor, sorry.
That's
Livery. Too many descriptions and not enough information.
a whole lot of dead people, a whole lot of tetanus.
Rahadin makes it to the end of the hall, pushes open a section of the wall that reveals another staircase that leads up. Leads y'all up the... Is anybody trying to do anything while we're walking?
Oh,
Stopping or...
totally. No.
I'm mapping the path.
I'm breathing.
Sorry.
Okay, so far what's happened is y'all have come through the main hall, gone up to... basically come up, turned left, gone left again through another door, gone up again. It's kind of, you're making a spiral up.
I do want to know where he pushed the wall open.
It's easy. It's right at the end of the hall. It's pretty easy to find.
Actually,
yo,
could I do a quick perception to see if there's anything that might have denoted this? Like if there's a lever or did you just walk up and push it?
yeah, go ahead.
So up, left, up.
It's a 15.
Left, yeah, up, left, down, going straight across, and then up and left again. You're doing this number.
I got it.
You're doing that.
Alright.
Lord Radin, will our rooms have a balcony?
God damn it!
I'm just asking because sometimes I need to see the sky to compose songs that
You
denote
forgot
the true
AB
love.
start, by the way, chat.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
Up, down, left, right. I just need to know because I
A, B,
need to
start.
contrive a song to tell this true love.
Oh, God. Yes, the Konami code.
You know what? We're getting to age group.
You know what?
I who the
Sure.
fuck that is.
Yes.
How big are they? How big are these balconies?
It'll be the width of the suites. Follow. Ignoring you now.
Is there a mini bar?
He gon' prick you.
Won't be the first time I've been pricked. But you haven't dealt with a chicken fucker?
Alright, so moving to.
We just both just look at you.
Sorry.
Okay, so as y'all are going up this the set of stairs behind the secret door, and you rolled a what on your perception?
15.
You can see kind of while it's open and you're going past it, you can see there's a bit of a almost like a worn shiny spot on the stone that seems like it's kind of the hand place to push the pivot point.
Okay.
So you should be able to find it again if you're coming up that way again.
I'm just gonna make a mental note that there's probably other hidden sections, and that's what I should look for along the walls.
Okay. As y'all are going up this hidden stair, this particular corridor has been swept clean. Oak paneling decorates the walls to a height of 4 feet. Along some of the walls, or on the walls above the wood paneling, are unlit lamps spaced 10 feet apart. A plain wooden door is set into the wall at the end of the hall. Hang on. My apologies, scratch that. I had to revamp a couple of things. Not that. Scratch the door. There's no door. But the
Scratch the door, they definitely gonna get in trouble.
the stairway puts y'all out into a scrolling again. There it is. Into a long hallway that with dark alcoves lining the walls. The ceiling has collapsed in. There's rubble all across the floor, but it seems like some of it's been kind of pushed to the sides to provide a walkway through. Overhead, the beams of the roof are exposed. Lightning from the dark clouds above sporadically illuminates the hall, lighting the faces of life-sized human statues in the alcoves. Each visage is frozen in terror.
You got a little bit of a leak here, sir. So, ain't got no like Thatcher or nothing to come fix this stuff up?
I think these roofs are made out of slate.
Alright. Well then get a slater to come up here and fix this stuff up.
Would you say an RC?
Huh? No, AC. An AC.
They probably just used soft wood and just stained it the right color.
Strahd seats out on the roof above the guest quarters. He fucking looking to ends this shit.
It wasn't my idea.
Look, I'm just saying somebody need to fix the daggum sailor. I don't care who did it, no why, no how.
Okay, so what's happening here is y'all have come up and gone around and gone up and gone around, and now y'all are heading down another hallway and then turning at the end of that hallway to go back into the main part of the castle. These are like secret wall halls and shit, so it's confusing, but I promise I'll make better maps for y'all next time.
Lord Raiden, this is actually dope as shit. Just letting you know, you got 2 cool points.
He pushes open a door at the end of the hall.
3 cool points.
And stands kind of to the side with this seemingly overly excited, excited to...
Shit this afternoon. Well, mine was when I was home.
Thanks, Comcast. Fucking call you out in a heartbeat.
Is kind of doing this sweeping bow kind of thing. It's far lower than he bowed for you, and he's got this kind of smug smile on his face as he holds the door open for all of you. A blazing hearth is filling this room with rolling waves of red and amber light. The walls are lined with ancient books and tomes, their leather covers well oiled and preserved through careful use. Everything is in order here. It does not match the rubble-strewn hall that you just passed through.
Well, hell.
The stuff.
Rahadin, you done did yourself outdone.
Can I make a?
Yeah, don't sponsor us, Comcast.
Fucking right.
Hang on. The stone floor is concealed beneath a thick, luxurious rug. In the center of the room is a large, low table, waxed and polished to a mirrored finish. Even the poker in its stand next to the blazing fireplace is polished. Large, overstuffed divans and couches are arranged around the room. 2 chairs of burgundy-colored wood with padded leather seats and black cushions face the hearth. A huge painting hangs over the mantelpiece in a heavy gilded frame. The rolling firelight illuminates the carefully rendered portrait. It is an exact likeness of Irina Koliana, and as she enters the room, she freezes, staring at the portrait.
I'm gonna lean over and kind of get up on my tiptoes because I'm assuming she's a little bit taller than me.
Well, I still got her by the hand,
Mm-hmm.
and glasses and bottle on the other. I'm just gonna squeeze her hand, pull her along.
Whispering as I stand up, kind of going, I'm sorry. I know I can't whisper in this. I'm sorry. That's creepy.
She doesn't really seem to hear you or acknowledge you. She is staring at the portrait.
I wanted to make a insight check on Radon as that we are walking by.
Good job.
Okay.
Get the DM decorate. Oh, talking about the room we're actually in. Not the room. Not the room we are sitting in.
I got a 17 on that insight.
Oh, right on Neysa's sitting right
17.
underneath that right now, don't I?
Yeah.
How much on the inside?
17.
17 on the inside for Rahadin. As Irina freezes, he straightens from his bow and walks back to the front of y'all's group, still with that same smug smile. It seems like he was waiting for her to see that portrait.
Take note of that.
I kind of walk past everybody, excited to relax beside a fire. And more excited that this room does not look or feel like anything we just passed.
Okay.
It feels comfortable and homely, and I was like, fucking right, I tell you. And I walk over to where the hearth is, and I grab a chair, we'll pull it up a little closer to the hearth, closer because I'm short, and I'm going to throw my feet up on something, kick my shoes off, like, this is it. Hayden, you done did yourself. I take back everything they said about you. 'Cause I ain't say shit.
He moves across the width of the room and opens
Let's stretch it out.
opens one final door and reveals a short hallway that has other doors off it. He says, the bedchambers. Comes back into the center of this room and says, you are free to use Count Strahd's study if you choose. The books are for your perusal should you wish.
Wait, you're saying this is Count Strahd's study?
Yes.
Kind of him.
And gesturing toward the back of the room directly across from the portrait, there are 2 large double doors there. Let me double check before I misquote some shit. He points to the large double doors across from the hearth and says, Count Strahd's bedroom, please do not disturb. Will there be anything else?
Not for me, thank you kindly.
No.
Just
A word in private.
Walks back into the secret stair.
I'm going to hand Irina the bottle of wine and 2 glasses.
She seems kind of catatonic right now. Ismark will take them for her.
I will be right back. And
He kind of slides his arm around his sister's shoulders and goes to try to turn her away from the portrait as
I
you
will
walk off
with the butler.
Okay. He steps into the secret hall. He does not let the door close with you in the hall here with him.
I have a bit of a curiosity, if you'll indulge me. I'm not quite used to a home of such size, or lack of staff. Or am I to assume you're the only staff? Or is there more?
I'm the master of the staff.
Of course. You would
There
know.
are others. They have other duties tonight.
I'm just checking. Usually the head of... Well, of course, for esteemed guests, the head of staff will handle it.
Undoubtedly, as you roam tomorrow, you will encounter some of them.
I may roam a bit tonight. I noticed a lot of disrepair. I am baffled by the amount of disrepair for such a upcoming occasion. I understand leaving entire wings to be left when not in proper use, but
Roll a persuasion.
okay.
Don't even stop trying to persuade just a rod.
We're trying to persuade Raiden.
Rod.
That's a 19.
Just a rod, yeah.
He doesn't quite give in, but you see a little bit of the tension in his face kind of softens away a little bit. You get a feeling of nostalgia. He says, many of the plebeians in the towns under Lord Strahd's domain are forgetful of their duties. We do not often see the tithe work that we should. However, everything will be properly put in place for the wedding. We are being certain of that.
Indeed. Well, I hope that my presence eases Lady Tatiana and helps prepare her for her new life to come. I do hope that me being here to assist with that would take a partial load off of what is expected of you, or perhaps one of your staff members.
He leans just a little closer to you, not really beyond the bounds of propriety, not getting too terribly in your space, but leans just a little bit closer and then whispers to you in Elvish with your passive perception of 14, and you don't speak Elvish, do you? Neither you.
I speak Burb,
Okay.
I speak Common, and I speak Air Elemental.
With your passive of 14, you're not going to hear this. But leans closer and whispers to you and says, just make sure that she doesn't decide to take matters into her own hands.
I'll nod. I do have one more additional, possibly touchy question.
Are you still speaking in Elvish? Or?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm speaking Elvish, very hushed tones.
Okay.
I wanted to ask what your master was drinking this evening.
Rahadin smiles that same smug smile that he was wearing when he let y'all into the study. He says, you would know, wouldn't you?
Thought so. Yes. So I am on the right path.
Will there be anything else, lady?
Simple request. A perhaps small bottle that your master would be willing to part with. A gift for a guest. Noble guest. I do not intend to ask too much.
I will pass it along.
I'll nod. Thank you very much for your time.
Whatever Rod believes.
As Viktoria comes back into the study, Rahadin goes and pulls the door closed behind him.
Chateclaire's gonna rush towards it.
Before Rahadin closes it?
We will determine. Like he's rushing up. Rodden, Lord Rodden.
Shit.
He'll hesitate and push the door back open and
Gonna mumble curse words and draconic.
stand at the ready.
Just gonna whisper, but as I cannot due to the piece of costume I'm wearing.
Right.
Lord Rodden, I need to ask just a simple request. Might I have 2 glasses of something to help ease the night and possibly try to smooth things over with your lord? Do y'all have any mash liquor? Moonshine?
Your DM is like, what the hell? What are we speaking of? I'm not
assuming,
a liquor
I'm
enthusiast.
sorry, Lord Ryden. I'm assuming you don't grow corn in Barovia. I
It's the
can't
most
simply
beautiful thing I've ever seen.
I can't ask you for Old Crow right now because it's not here.
But it has the juice. Why wouldn't you?
You can roll another persuasion.
But
So then-
also a glass of what your lord was drinking.
You are asking
You
Strahd
you
for
can
Old
roll
English.
you can roll persuasion.
17 plus 9,
If
28.
you don't burn blue,
Just a nightcap for myself and try to apologize to the good Lord if he's over there.
Rahadin gives you a nod and says, I will be back shortly with refreshments.
Also, if there's another servant, so that we don't have to keep bothering you,
It's my pleasure.
I feel that was aggressive. I honestly feel that was aggressive. But you know what? You do you. Thank you very much, Ryder.
I think that
Kind
right.
of gives a look around the room, making sure nobody else is trying to make requests,
Do y'all have s'mores?
and closes the door.
Turns out, everybody, they don't have s'mores.
Did
All right.
Did Rahadin train at Chick-fil-A? My pleasure and what's not.
If you all would like to take, if you would like, you can make a circuit of the room and give me full perceptions and see if there's anything else that
Can
you
I
should be aware of.
Sure. I
Can I
wanted.
assist someone
You can.
to give them advantage? I will assist Syrex to give him advantage because the Talmud has smacked me. Fancy lady has judged me. You did. You knew
Little-
you did.
little bit.
You judged the health, my good lady. That's what you did. And I know what that looks like.
Just a 17.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
13.
Okay.
I did want to, like, before, because the picture is very obvious,
Yes.
and
One might even say ostentatious.
yeah. So immediately, I want to bring this up to Talma and Mark and Chateclaire. All right, them there cards that they read to us before we left, where the old biddy was sitting by the fire. She said something specifically about a picture with a lady with the red hair. What?
Chateclaire's trying to verbally discuss, turn the volume down. And
I'm just talking normal.
is putting a thumb towards the vampire lord's bedroom.
Which is all the way down the hall. And I had to wait till this guy left, and I'm just trying to see if this
You
is the
think
same.
you don't gotta go to hear him?
I'm talking normal.
What are you talking about?
Hold on, look.
She weren't here, don't talk. What I'm saying is,
Look, she's in this with us. Don't you be rude to her. Just because
she
is
won't
high.
remember, and I'm asking a question.
I'm
With-
just saying, she's highborn. Don't be rude.
With your 17, as you were kind of searching the room, you do notice that there is a, it's not readily visible because it kind of blends with the marble, but there is like a thin box, a long thin box that kind of rests on the mantle under the picture.
Do you need a boost?
You didn't notice it, I noticed.
I'm figuring you would tell everybody. I
No,
apologize.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't say I need a boost. You would see me start to move furniture over so I can climb up, and then you would say,
Okay, I'm sorry, Jed. I am sorry that I missed a case in point of etiquette for the tiny king.
let me get to the point to where you would obviously notice, because I'm not going to bring it up. All right, so I noticed a thing. I do start moving furniture over. I was like, look, I'm just saying that. Hold up. Grab one of those big chairs with a really tall back, and I just start.
It kind of gets hung up on the rug a couple of times.
Stomp the rug down and move it a little bit more. And I was like,
Don't do that. This is Persian.
Damn, a scene, man.
I start
If
climbing the
there's
back
one
of the.
thing that nobles will get mad about is when you fuck
Stuff
up the
the
carpet.
rugs.
Start climbing the back of the
You're gonna
giant
have to
chair.
get lemon juice and mix it with water to get all sorts of stains out, and that's not what you were paid to do.
Welcome to D&D, where we learn rug care.
So I
Have you ever watched
From
climb
the
up.
Chicken Man.
I climb up on the back of the chair to make myself probably about like 9 feet tall instead of 4 feet tall. And I was like saying like there's something over there.
It's pretty toasty there over the mantelpiece. That is a
Tall
blazing fire.
Tomo,
Yes.
could you help him out? Pretty
Sure.
please.
I guess. And
I will
then she
behave
just,
for 15 minutes if you help him.
then she just walks over and just say, "What do you need?"
Just put your hand straight up like you're gonna catch something, and it's gonna be me. Okay? Just put your hand
Do that
straight up.
Easily. I can do
I
that
mean, you gotta-
easily, and she just
Is
Yeah.
does.
Ismark kind of looks over from where he's kneeling beside Tatiana in a chair, or Irina in a chair, and kind of is like watching you
Well-
guys.
While this is going on, I'm going
Would
to
you
go.
please go talk to the other fancy people while we do something that seems very illegitimate?
What other fancy people?
I'm pointing at what I'm assuming are not quite twins.
Oh, the
Ismark and-
Ismark. Well, I was about to head that way.
And then
So, as all this is going on,
Right.
Move quick, move
I don't
quick,
know what they're
I've
talking
got
about. They're
shit
doing
coming.
stuff. I'm gonna go
I got
over
that.
to Arena and Ismark,
Okay.
and I'm going to grab their Arena by the shoulders and kind of hold her steady. And I'm gonna lean down towards Ismark and go through a room, search it. If you find anything odd, remove it and put it in the room next to you. I've got her.
Roll a persuasion. Flat.
Wait, flat?
Not
That-
advantage. I was debating
Oh.
advantage, but no.
That's
no
actually
advantage.
really fair in this situation. I
Yeah.
want to say.
He does not want to leave his sister in this situation, but he
so that's-
understands the need for.
That's a 19 plus 8.
Okay.
Shit,
He
yeah.
he
Fairly
he looks at
persuasive.
you. He remembers how you tried to give help with Strahd earlier. He says, "All right. I'm going to check all the rooms, though. Like there were other rooms in there. I'm checking all of them.
Focus on hers.
I don't think we were told which one which. Like I'm going to check all of them."
Okay.
And he kind of pats her on the knee and moves to go start checking the bedrooms. So you're there with Irina.
So yeah, I'll just pull her into a hug, and so Viktoria, because of what she is a little cold. There's
Mhm.
not a whole lot of body heat, so I'll cast Prestidigitation and just kind of warmth.
and get the box.
I gathered that you got the box. We're getting there.
As Ismark is going, just set the wine and glasses down right there.
He did. They were already on the floor by the chair. Not
So
a
I'll
big
just kind of lower around the ground. We'll sit there holding on to her, keeping her warm, close, embraced.
She doesn't rouse from this state of shock very quickly, but she will eventually start responding. So we're gonna go back to box grabber over here. So you've got the box. I assume Talma
Just
is
set
gonna
them
put you
down on the
Do you see it?
carpet.
Did you get it?
I think we
It's-
got the bug.
All right.
It's a long, thin, flat box.
Holding it like this, and I'll put it down on the rug and was like, all right, see what this here is. And I open the box.
Alright.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Okay.
It's somebody's dead wife's head, and all of a sudden Brad Pitt starts crying.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Are you gonna turn her into a vampire? Because I think that would ruin Strahd's plans.
Ah, Strahd! You thought you would get there first. However, it was I.
It was
Viktoria
ideal.
over here.
Victoria.
Over. All I can see is Chateclaire being REO speedwagon off to the side. Oh my God! Viktoria done tripped up Strahd by go ahead and then taking his prize. Oh no! Strahd's gonna use his super secret laser eye attack.
I can't.
Watch out, Viktoria, JoJo.
I can't imagine anything that would make Strahd more upset than thinking he was getting this bride, and then they're like, "Wait a second, she's not a human anymore. I can't." Oh man.
Okay.
That's not the point
So-
at all for Strahd. The worst thing we can do to Strahd is one of the most controversial decisions we can make in this game right now, and we're not doing it. I'm not. I am not doing it.
Okay. You open the box. It is not locked or anything. You open it, and inside is a carefully padded, velvet-lined interior with nothing but a longsword hilt set in the padding. There is the shape of the full blade in the padding, but the blade is not there. There is only the hilt.
Oh shit, man! You about to have to be Azura High, get that flaming sword and shit.
So I'm up. I like to examine it before I pick it up,
Okay.
because I feel like picking it up immediately is a bad idea.
Examine it for details or examine it for magic?
I don't have detect magic, but more of like traps and whatnot.
Investigation.
Yeah, investigation.
Do rogue things.
I don't see shit. I don't see shit.
The hilt of the sword
Whole
itself,
six.
it's a very ornate work. Like you've seen a lot of really
Yeah.
good quality stuff there in the South Ward. I mean, this is up there. It's top notch stuff.
You know, pick it up with both hands, kind of not to wield it, but more to examine it. And
It feels warm in your hands. The velvet and everything that it was in wasn't really warm. Like the box kind of insulates, but the hilt itself does feel warm. It was sitting on the mantelpiece.
Go touch the velvet. Touch it. That's weird. It's almost like it's conducting heat. Because the box wasn't hot, but this is. I'm
I
gonna
would assume that.
hold it out like a actual sword. And
Usually those have blades on it.
you think?
Oh, hold on. Gotta ask. He is a rich individual.
Yeah.
Is there a button on it? Is there a lighter? I've met many nobles that made fancy lighters for no reason other than they wanted to impress their friends when they smoked.
I don't know. Come over here and see if you can see a button or something.
I mean,
All right, gonna walk over.
Investigation, or if you would like, you can use Arcana.
You know what? Arcana's a -1.
Ooh.
Investigation is a 2.
There you go. It's your choice. I'm good with
13.
choices.
13.
Okay. You do not see any button mechanism or activating trigger or anything like that. It seems to be an ornately crafted longsword hilt, but the whole tang and the blade is missing.
Yeah, okay, is it basket? Does it have a basket or is it just?
Nope.
Okay,
So-
standard
so-
crossguard.
Crossguard.
So missing, not broken.
Right.
The
Okay.
blade is
the-
not in the
It's just
handle.
the blade's not
The-
there. It wasn't broken off.
The space for the tang is there. You can look down inside the hilt. It is not there.
After he says there is no button, I do look in the hilt. I was afraid to beforehand because
Right.
I'm
You
not.
point the
I'm
thing
not
at
about
your
to
face.
point it at my face and
Point
then find
it
out.
at your face. Roll a bunch of d6s 6 times.
I almost
No,
died from getting stuck by a prick, and then I do die by a flame sword to the face. Who was holding the sword? Me. Was lightsabered myself.
Hey, to be fair though, the only person that could kill you is you.
That
So-
would be going down a hill.
Yeah, you can turn the thing on end and you can look down into the space where the tang should go, And it seems to have been removed cleanly. There's nothing that seems to be broken in there or anything. You don't see any fractured pieces of metal or anything. But you
She can
do
straw.
you do see, as you're kind of looking in it, you can see, and you're not sure if it's a trick of the light because you're still there in front of the fire, but you almost see a little flicker of flame inside the hilt.
Let me try something one more time. And in Draconic, I'm going to point the sword out and just say, ignite.
Roll persuasion.
Persuasion.
You gotta convince this sword, my
Oh.
dude. I love this.
Okay.
Welcome to Intelligent Weapons.
Ooh, persuasion is 0.
Please don't kill the light over on me.
It's a 15.
Oh.
Okay.
That is, I have a +0 to persuasion. I rolled a 15. I'm happy with that one.
Pointed at Vic and asked her what it is. What's that? You're over here being like the most helpful for the actual trauma-laden person.
Yeah.
Grandma's here until she can leave.
You two are just goofing about.
The two of
As
us
you-
are a goddamn train wreck.
As you extend it and utter in Draconic Ignite, we'll say Dracaris because Dracaris is fun.
Yes!
Dracarys.
Through the hilt in your palm and kind of trickling up your arm, you feel almost a
Don't mess with me, Mom.
a sensing. Like this feels like the sword is taking a sense of you. And through that contact on the metal with your skin, you get almost a questioning feeling of where. Like you feel a searching sensation.
No. No. Absolutely not. 1,000 times no.
Up your butt with a sunblade goes. How about we
What?
don't?
I'm going, as I have experienced magical weapons before.
It vibrates and it doesn't feel right. Put it down.
What the hell is that?
I don't know who that is, but you're my friend.
Who are you, Shanerica? Welcome to our club. This is great.
We friends.
We besties now.
And,
God, dirty jokes.
so-
Yes.
You will kill
I
Strahd
was-
with the solar anal beads.
In response to the question,
Don't kill the DM.
deep breath. Get
Deep
a
breath.
get a sip of the blood, alright?
Strahd, hold on.
The Asmar.
I have to take a call. Type walk away.
Alright.
I must go play chess.
Alright, in response to where?
In response to the question of where, I say, just for show, right here,
For sure.
at the tip of the hilt, just the tip of the hilt, just the tip of the
Don't
hilt.
judge me. So just the tip?
I didn't say that. I only alluded to it a lot. I did not say it.
It wasn't me. You get it's nothing so much as a feeling of, how do I put this, incomplete. Like there's not, the circumstance is not right.
Sorry.
What?
Need you.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
it's not a denial of,
Oh wait.
no, never, you bitch. It's more not, this isn't the right time, not the right time nor the right place, kind of. There's a feeling of something's lacking.
I see.
3 more dates.
Yeah, we ain't even got to first base.
You gotta go to the amusement park and buy the teddy bear.
That-
Have you not played a dating sim before, my dude?
Gonna just, let's see. I'm gonna put it away in my own bag to try it again later.
Should we put that
So,
box
Tom,
back?
can you help me put this right back where it came from? Just a
Certainly.
box.
And then she just like grabs the entire box and just walks over and does it.
See,
Thank you, Captain.
that is the
All right.
that is the benefit of being tall.
While Syrex was talking to an inanimate object, Irina is starting to kind of come back to her senses. She kind of pushes herself away from you just a little bit, not fully breaking the embrace, but leaning back, and she kind of turns herself on the floor so that her back is to the portrait.
Yes.
So she can't see it. Of course, that puts her almost facing Strahd's supposed bedroom doorway, so she kind of like
I'm in the way.
Okay. Fair enough.
Like I'm just gonna position so I'm really
Okay.
the only thing she can look at.
Alright, so she sits there and she takes a breath. She looks at you and says, "Thank you. This is not what I expected."
Never is. When your brother returns, we'll talk.
Ismark, it takes him a couple of minutes to go through all the rooms, but he does come back and kneels down beside the two of you and says, "But they just seem to be normal bedrooms. I didn't see anything in them that would..."
Nothing odd or off.
The furnishings are antique, but I mean, that fits. You know?
Okay.
We don't think Strahd has mid-century modern furniture in any of his rooms.
Walk into your room, mid-century modern.
It is just
Oh shit! I feel like I'm at home.
It is just
Feng shui and everything.
all it is just Rovian IKEA stuff.
Got that weird ass little like not actually functional fireplace that people had in the goddamn 70s.
We had one of those in the house I grew up in. Damn thing got wasp nest in the chimney every damn fucking year. I hate them.
Yeah, not a big fan of those.
Ugh. Anyway.
Those are the glass bead fireplaces with the
So we
propane
got-
line.
So we have 2 days until a wedding.
So I'm gonna stand up to her feet. Ishmart, which room do you want her in?
He'll pick up the wine and the glasses and head into the hall with y'all.
Well,
Is
I will let him take her. I'm
Okay.
gonna watch very carefully which room they go into.
Second room on the
Same.
right. There'll
Second
be
room on the
there'll be
right.
three rooms on each side of the hall. So the middle one on the right.
Chateclaire,
yes,
I
ma'am. Yes, my lady.
imagine we might want to have a quick look around the castle tonight. Or
Aye.
any of the others.
I'm very sorry. I currently have some plans. If they do not come to fruition, I will more than certainly go along with you. However,
What I mean to say is, I'd like to have a game plan.
oh, that goes
With
without
all of us.
saying. Real quick, because I've been distracted by this,
Yes.
and I'm assuming Toma is still putting stuff back up on the shelf.
Try to get it just exactly back where it was.
How, just exactly how tall do you think these ceilings are? And do you think the bedrooms have the same height of the ceiling?
I'll find out soon. I've just been dealing with.
Oh yeah, you've been
Okay,
doing trouble.
we'll say 20-foot ceiling. Let's just make it across the board. It's 20-foot ceilings
20-foot
unless I tell
ceilings.
you otherwise.
Sorry, hold on. come with me real quick. I need someone to make sure my eyes don't fail me.
Okay.
Look into one of the bedrooms. Do they still have the same height of a ceiling?
Yes.
About
They're
how-
kind of the narrow like narrow style bedrooms.
How wide would you say they are?
So
Would you say they're about 10 feet?
hang on, because I'm having to revamp
Ba-bum-bum.
revamp a portion of the. Okay, I'm not gonna make this complicated. We'll say they're each about 15 foot deep, but only about 10 foot wide.
Okay. All right. Now I'm going to do something. We're going. Okay. First up, Syrex, you're kind of beefy, right?
Look at you. No, son.
You see how? Look at me. My good sir, look at me.
Yeah, I see you, little chicken legs. And
Are you beefier than this?
no, I'm about as beefy as you are smart.
Damn.
Paul Ma, are you strong?
That you know that a few like whippersnappers had tried to rob me, and then I just basically snapped a leg in two. But other than that, it was okay.
That's a yes.
Goddamn, I did not expect an assault charge. Pepto Bismarck. Are you strong? Pepto Bismarck.
Is a mark.
He comes out of Irina's room, closes the door behind him, and says, "Why are you shouting?"
Because I have a false beak on my face, therefore I have to do this loud for the microphone. I'm not yelling in character. I did not differentiate before I spoke. Okay, I look like HR puffing stuff on the goddamn screen.
He comes out of Irina's room, closes the door, and says, I've been trained in a few different fighting styles. Yes.
All right, I need a couple people to shove all the little bit of IKEA furniture that's in here to the last 5 feet of the room.
In which room?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. He'll go into pick a room, but 1, 2, 3, 4.
One of
5.
y'all pick a room.
5.
All right, so the last room on the left,
All right.
last
So
house on the left.
we
About
just
to
need
get
to shove
horrible.
everything back in that last 5 by 10 foot.
Y'all can successfully move.
All right,
Bed,
everybody
chair.
back up. This is about to be loud. Since my baby left me, I got no place to stay. However, Chateclaire decided it has a house today. And he casts Galder's Tower, which is a 10 by 20 foot, 10 by 10 by 20 foot tower that has 2 rooms that are 10 by 10 connected by a stairwell.
Source for this
Lost.
Lost Laboratory of Quailish?
Yeah, that you
Is
said
it
also.
Kobold 5e content?
No, it was. I found it on the D&D wiki doc.
Yeah, I've got it pulled up on Wikidot. Okay.
Damn.
Dang.
Yeah, it's the first floor will be a dining space with a fireplace
Mhm.
and cooking utensil stuff. The top floor will be a bedroom,
Okay.
and then go look at everybody. All right, this is extraplanar existence.
Now, it does say casting time is 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll go through the whole version of
Oh.
Heartbreak Hotel.
All right.
Of
Cool.
Chateclaire having to declare his own house. However, he is not yelling at the top of his goddamn chicken lung.
Okay.
It's more like
Um,
a above average hum. And when it's finally done, it's like, all right, look, it's an extra planar room. This is what I do when I gotta stay out on the road. Fortunately, it fits in here, and we're not breaking any of his furniture.
So, since this is going to take 10 minutes, I'd like to do something. I'll tell.
No, I do not have an anti-batter and large spell. I just avoid that shit by running. I do not have Quasar's anti-chicken fried self.
I'll tell Greta to come get me when it's done.
Yes.
Whenever he's done, just get me. I'll be in Arena's
Okay.
room. And I'll go into Arena's room. I'm gonna tell her brother to stay the hell out. And
Roll another persuasion, though.
Hold on. Would she have advantage because I am doing bullshit in the room?
You're in a different room doing the bullshit.
she's in the main room.
No, I'm not in the main. I am not
Okay.
going to. I am
Alright.
not summoning
So-
a tower in Strahd's study. I'm doing this in
Okay.
a bedroom.
Irina, Chanteclaire is doing his thingy in here. Okay? The other rooms are up for grabs. Nobody's really claimed them yet.
I'm taking the first one in front of Arena's.
On the right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if anybody's gonna go to a room, they have to pass mine.
Okay. So we still have back of the hall and the other two across from Victoria and Arena.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, no, still roll persuasion because Ismark does not want to
Leave her.
Naturally.
leave her alone with a stranger who is being
Nice.
nice, but it's still suspicious. Like
You
you're
also
saying,
look like a goddamn goth girlfriend walking in here. Okay?
Yeah.
You look more similar to Strahd than any of us. So.
Yeah, that is
I don't
true.
know. I don't know, man. You brought a whole Detroit pizza with you. That's pretty strutty. The only thing worse is if you had walked in with a California
what
pizza.
we're doing here is
Oh.
the DC is kind of dropping the more you're
Yeah.
being okay, but
Okay.
it's still taking an effort for him. I'm
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so persuasion?
Yes.
19 plus 8.
Okay. He still seems a little uncomfortable, but you've proven trustworthy this whole time. He says, "All right, just if she goes catatonic again, just let me know."
I'm gonna take him by the hands, look him in the eyes, look. My goal is to have her sleep. She looks exhausted.
Good luck to you. The devil Strahd does not really let her sleep.
So, I'm gonna go in there.
He'll kind of post up at the door into the study, because he was aware when y'all were asking for Rahadin to bring back refreshments.
I did ask him to bring back a drink.
As I start to go in, I'll pause for a second, and I'll say to him, "You should contemplate rest too. When I'm not here, we'll need you looking after her." And then
Until that butler comes back and leaves us for the night, I can't.
I'll go into the room and close the door.
Okay.
So what is she doing?
Sitting on the bed, there is in each room, Chanteclaire's room is got all the furniture piled up
It's okay.
against the back
Still
of the room,
delicious.
but each room does have a short balcony. On the outside, there's like a small door, glass door that leads out at the far end of each bedroom.
Okay.
So, Chauncey, yours is blocked by the barricade of furniture now, but the others all have.
Strahd just, I will come through this. Why the fuck why is my Casper mattress against the fucking window?
So Irina is sitting on the bed and kind of just staring out the window, out the glass door. Okay, we're gonna hold that there for a minute though, and
Okay.
let me see what everybody else is doing. So you're spending 10 minutes casting a tower.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Claiming
No,
the room
I-
across from Vicky.
Note, DM, I do not have to help hold concentration on this.
Mm-hmm.
Monday.
Yep. What are you doing, Greta?
Getting the leftover room that is basically adjacent to where Irina and Bismarck is, if
Across.
that's available.
Yeah, this one's.
Okay.
Yeah,
What is your name? Not Tom.
Greta.
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 Yes, tall mom. Understand that. Nobody knows that mama's real name.
Right. That's true. That is
Okay.
true. Not until you've known her for a long time.
Yep. All right.
Not until all of a sudden you hear your papa really mad.
Okay, so if you're getting settled in a room and you're getting settled in a room and you're building a room, if the three of y'all would ski-doodle and we'll have some secret quiet time with Victoria and Irina.
Okay.
So,
Actually,
Okay.
no, I will take my hat.
You'll be back Check.
Start getting a costume for Syrex.
Yeah, then that.
Just buy that children's mask and
I'm
the
gonna.
Velociraptor.
I'm gonna.
You know the
It's
one
at
I'm
the
talking
dollar
about?
store.
I can't wait for Velociraptor Mask Syrex. That would be great.
Alright.
Glasses off for a minute.
Oh. So, hope everything that I've set up so far works the way I'm planning. So, I'm gonna go in. I imagine the bottle of wine and the 2 glasses very easy to find,
On a side table, yeah.
and I'm gonna go ahead and pour, and I'll hand Rena one glass. Go back, grab the bottle. I'm gonna tell her as soon as I hand it to her, drink it, all of it.
She
As
starts.
I'll drink mine as well and refill.
She still seems a little bit like. This more seems like trying to
Maintain face.
maintain composure, not really in a panicked state, but more like this is what it comes to, becoming resigned, kind of a mentality.
And I'm going to sit down on her, and I'm going to tell her I know she's trying to keep her shit together, and I know she is losing her goddamn mind. And I'll say to her, I know what it is like to have something forced upon you. I've been down the same road, and I know exactly what you're feeling.
Really,
Yes.
you've had a devil sneaking into your dreams, calling you by a name you don't recognize, claiming you to be his bride without any sort of proper courtship, and then you think that you're the people that are destined to help you turn out to be innocent.
I'm going to. It's a little difficult to do it, but I'm going to pull the collar of. Or Victoria would pull the collar of her dress down just enough to show some deep scarring.
Alright, hang on 1 second. She's still kind of staring out the window, and so you're shuffling around, and the rustling of your clothing kind of draws her attention. She looks slowly, and as she sees it, her eyes go terribly wide, and she jumps off the bed, spills the wine, and rushes for the glass door and kind of puts herself against the wall and says,
Well, it's not like just like a vampire 2 teeth mark. It is literally like flesh that's prepared itself, like huge chunk of flesh, like jugular and all.
I rolled for like a panic response. She's panicking now. She's not screaming, but she is against the glass of the door, and she's like, "You stay away from me."
To drink, and I'm going to talk. I am going to help you. Will you believe it or
What, by
not?
finishing what he started?
No. I don't wish this curse on anyone. I seek a cure. It does not lie here. Not through a monster. Monsters cannot undo what monsters have done. I give you my word. If you believe it or take it, I am going to do everything I can to help.
She does not seem reassured. She is, her eyes are flickering between your eyes and the spot on your neck. Even if you've let the clothing come back, she is not believing you at this point.
It's fine. Either way, you need to continue to drink.
You set this up with him.
I've done no such thing.
He offered you a position as my handmaiden, so you could watch me. You could make sure I don't escape.
Think back to what I asked. Listen to the words very carefully. I asked, comfortable way for you to leave his domain here to wander the area. And I did. So during the dinner, that was what I asked, is
Mhm.
for a way to leave her to leave the castle.
DM remembers. She relaxes minutely. That could just be a way to convince the other outsiders that you're on their side.
I do not know them, actually. I do hope they can help.
You would not have to know them to work with him. He has many monsters at his beck and call.
I have no doubt. And I will continue to say I am not one of them. I am a von Belsar.
I do not know the name, so how can I trust it?
I am going to stand up. I'm assuming the table that the wine was, and I'm going to place my scroll of pedigree on it, and then go sit back down by the bed.
She'll edge around the room, keeping away from the bed, but go over, pick it up, and holding it where she can keep an eye on you, past it, will peruse it. Alright. So you're not Barofian at all. The mists claimed you too?
Yes, it did. I
She'll
was on the path
walk
of
carefully
hunting.
back to the bed.
I will take it back away. My family is a family of monster hunters. We were very good at what we did. We gained a noble title, and family expanded, contracted as we grabbed people of note to join the house. Some left the house and died. My brothers and fathers, along with a small retinue, went to wipe out a vampire scourge. The master of the scourge and his immediate minions were loud. They thought they had the scourge, and they came upon them in their camp at night. Let one of the other warriors live and limp his way back to the house. They followed and attacked. The monster turned my father. I watched him slay my mother, and then he turned his fangs on me. It's a broken-legged chair that stood between me and him as he ripped out the flesh of my neck. Some hellish joke that turned me into what I am. A monster. A monster trying to uphold noble titles and deeds and oaths.
She sits carefully back on the bed, doesn't really
I
take her eyes
know
off you, but
what it is like to have something forced upon me. I do not want that for you. When I came here, I was on the trail of a fledgling vampire of some sort. The mist took me, bird with this invitation. You don't have to believe me, but my only goal tonight is to see you sleep. You'll need it. I'm sure there is much to come. There is much that I must discuss. I suspect young Chateclaire is onto something, and I will discuss with them our course of action. But I cannot have you delirious and beside yourself at every turn. I suspect this count will use any number of dirty tricks to terrorize and compromise your psyche, as one such as himself do. Words, as my father once said, words are cheap. Prove yourself through action. I don't have a lot of time,
my
but I am.
father said much the same. She'll pick up the wine that you still had and down it in wine.
I'm going to drink my glass. I hope this is enough to take the edge off. magics that can assist you with sleep. But perhaps
Just
the wine
leave the
can.
bottle.
Oh, I thought she finished it. I thought she just downed the whole bottle.
Okay, we're talking past each other, but sure. What? In any case,
I'm going to stay there until there's nothing left to drink, and I'm going
Yeah.
to drink with her.
She does start to get inebriated enough that she lays back on the bed, and before she passes out entirely, she says, "Don't let him hurt this man. Don't let him hurt my little girl." And she drifts off to sleep.
I'm going to hold her hand, my chest, my word, as Victoria presses her head against hers, and covers her up, tucks her in.
Cards. Okay. Anything else before you leave the room?
I'm gonna give the room another quick over. I'd like to do a perception. Just it's this gut feeling that Victoria has. There's something off.
Okay, go ahead.
So that's 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
You quietly go over the entire room. You open the drawers in the side tables. You look in the armoire. You run your hand over the top of the wardrobe. There's not really a closet or anything in here. It's just the armoire. But you don't find anything out of the ordinary. This is it's small, but it's a perfectly normal guest room that you've seen a number of them in your years.
Yeah.
Your family estate had many that were, you kind of think they were probably a little bit better. But it's clean, it's well furnished, everything's comfortable. As you're standing in the middle of the room and you give it one last glance, you do see a swarm of bats that flies past the window against the dark clouds. There's not really curtains or anything. That's the only real out of the ordinary thing is there's not curtains that you can pull across.
I'm going to walk out. This Mark.
He's still standing at the doorway between the study and the bedrooms. He looks back at you as you come back into the hall. Everything okay?
With the aid of wine, she has rest.
She may not stay asleep. She often wakes in the night.
I suspect as much of the monster after her.
Literally a doorway at this point.
Victoria would tell him, leaving like her part out, like the whole neck and what she is out, but talk a little bit about their conversation, leaving out details. This is noble. I'm assuming I just naturally carry certain things. I don't think it's a major issue, but I will press a comb into his hand.
A comb
Yeah.
or like a decorative comb?
Like a comb.
Okay.
I mean, it's nice. It's Noble's comb.
Okay.
If she wakes, perhaps just combing her hair would help. Soothed me when I was in my worst.
I appreciate the care you're taking with her, with all of this. I hope it's enough.
May I say something in confidence? You and me.
Looks down the bedroom hall, hears Greta and Syrex shuffling around, and takes a couple of steps further into the study to put a little more distance. I'm listening.
Victoria is going to grab his shirt, like as tightly as she can with what limited. She's not super strong, but
Okay.
she's going to pull him close and speak into his ear.
As you grab his
Serious.
shirt and go to pull him, he reaches for the sword at his waist, but he doesn't pull it. But he's grasping the hilt.
I'm going to say into his ear, I vow to you, I am going to do everything I can for her. If I cannot get her out of this, so you're prepared for this. Do you understand?
I have been waiting for this. I hope it does not come to me.
Neither do I.
He pulls his hand off the sword and kind of puts his hand around the back of your neck to keep you close as you go to pull away, and he says, "If it comes to that, you make sure that I go as well."
I have a vow that says you will not.
I do not want to live in a world where I am alone.
I'm gonna bump his head. There is more after death.
Not for us, not here. And he pulls away from you and turns to.
As he does, I'll look him in the eye with this just. How would you describe it? Almost a vicious look.
Okay.
There is more. Almost as if I'm hinting towards another route to take instead of just going out when you feel like you've lost anything, but perhaps a more vengeful way.
You're not sure he gets it, but you can see there's a moment of consideration before this, like, maybe premature grief kind of takes him over again, and he turns to look at the fire and says, "We'll see." And he's kind of got his back to you now. Okay, go sling the others in here, and
As I do
Anything
walk away,
else?
I will say one last remark to him. A simple thank you for trusting me.
he nods.
And I'm gonna go find Chateclaire.
Okay.
However,
Mhm.
do we want to take a break?
We usually wrap at 10, so just get all
Oh.
of them back in here.
Alright.
Well, people got school and stuff, so.
Alright. Let's go back in there.
For the same
And they all left for no reason.
no raisins.
No raisins.
Well, shit, we're
We
doing
won't-
good if there's no raisins.
Now we want the oatmeal raisins.
Hell no, we don't want no oatmeal raisins.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
That is the lesser cookie. I will not accept anything less than a ginger snap or a snickerdoodle right
Ginger
now.
snap.
Yeah.
The help
What?
with headaches.
I want one of them almond cookies
Mints.
with like the almond person to the middle.
While we've got everybody in here, do we have, we usually wrap around 10. Do we want to keep going just a little bit more, or do we need to wrap? Because we're at a good wrap point right now.
I'm solid. Was
I'm solid.
I'd say let's go a little further.
Okay.
I don't go a little further.
You're
just
summoning
make
the
sure.
tower.
Okay.
Feels weird making a drink that just flows out.
Alright, alright.
Yeah.
Okay, so, we'll, give me a hard stop point, though, so I don't, 10:30, 11, where we
I don't have one. What's the rest of
Let's
the
not do a hard stop point. I say let's just go
Okay.
finish the tower,
Okay.
have a
Okay.
conversation, and see where we are.
Okay, alright, so,
Oh, nice. Oh.
why? Please no.
Look,
God, no.
Look, I don't have to be anywhere till 5 tomorrow to work
Really?
a football game.
Oh shit, okay, let's,
But I don't know. The rest of y'all have jobs.
I work
Nope.
from home, man.
My
Hey!
job,
Nope,
it
nope,
is
nope.
gonna be a Friday. It'll be fine.
No.
Nope.
DD got a ride tonight?
No, the DD is at home.
DD at home. Okay,
What do
let's.
you mean? You working from home now?
So fun fact, I'll clue you in a little bit.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. So
It's
Is it fun?
it is fun. It's great.
Okay.
It's great.
okay. We're gonna get everything situated again. So your tower is fully functional and cast now. It's been 10 minutes. You're good. The Syrex, you've got your room situated however you wanted it. Same thing for Greta. We're gonna make this easy. Y'all all come into the hallway and you can see Viktoria standing just inside the study. As y'all move down the hall, Irina's door is closed. There's no sound behind it, and as y'all come back into the study area itself, Ismark is staring into the fire.
I just want to preface that I would have taken the hilt of that sword and
Okay.
hid it underneath my mattress.
Okay.
So just so like
Okay.
it's not on me. So if someone says I don't know where's this thing, I don't have it, and I'm not lying.
Okay.
As I walk up, gonna look up at Victoria. You might want to move her to the room I was in because it's not on the same plane of existence.
Suspected you might be doing something like that.
I
Yes.
clearly stated it to everyone earlier, and I highly suggest that multiple people sleep in that room.
To be fair, Victoria was preoccupied.
You dealt with trauma. I'm dealing with safety
Fair.
because we are dealing with an individual that does not know with no means. Thank you, common.
Okay.
They're similar sounding words with not the same meaning.
I was thinking we should all talk.
Talk.
I am a bit out of the loop.
Alright. At about this point, the door into the secret hall opens, and Rahadin comes in with a tray. He goes to one of the tables and sets the tray down, and then turns to the lot of you and says, "Will there be anything else?"
You did get Lord Strahd's beverage I asked for as well.
He gestures toward a stone
Is it
flask.
is it the fanciest thing on the thing compared to the rest of us?
No.
Oh,
Is it just a single stone flask?
There is a single stone flask and a small glass vial beside it with thick red liquid inside.
I am
thank
going
you,
to-
Lord Rayadin. You have been most helpful.
Good night. And moves back to the.
Hold on. Any comment about doing the Cupid shuffle at the wedding?
Kind of does the stop with his back still turned to y'all, straightens his shoulders again, and says, "Whatever you choose will be fine," and continues into the hall and closes the door before you can say anything else.
Gonna lean
We should
down.
do that remix of it though,
Gonna-
because the new Cupid's better than the old Cupid.
Gonna lean down to Syrex. All right, I totally got underneath his skin. We know exactly what agitates him. And the answer is me.
You are my best companion in this situation. Thank you for being on my
Hold on. I need to hear you say something though. Am I your boo companion?
No, sir, I don't speak of that. No.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just
No.
want to hear Jed actually say that because no brother, where art thou?
Boo companion.
Boo.
Well,
So, what did you ask for?
Well, I asked. Hold on, I'm not doing the right way. All right, what I asked for was a glass of mash, whiskey, or other type of moonshine. I'm assuming that one that looks like it's eaten through the glass itself is the one he brought for me. I'm looking forward to that with all levels of not anticipation. And then I asked for that in points at the stone vial because I want everybody to use the tower on this plane,
Yes.
I am going to attempt to talk to our good Lord to discern some more information.
Fair.
If anything happens to me, you will still have a good night. That's where I'm going so far, because I feel the Lord of the house has more information than if we go bumblefucking through what I'm assuming is a maze within a conundrum, within an epiphany, within a confusion, within the walls that say, I'm a castle. We are looking at some level of inception. Blah.
Can't nobody
your
make
loot
that.
just-
The whole room
Noise
turns
naturally.
slightly sideways. Strahd comes out looking like Leonardo DiCaprio.
I kind of want him to show up though, looking like the guy from the first Doctor Strange movie. What's his name? The Irish.
Bad Nicholson's.
Yeah.
So,
The guy with the black
With
Black.
the makeup that looked
bad
like it was
bad
actually,
mascara.
the mascara that was running that looked like it was eating into his
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
So that's my plan. Because I'm going to go ahead and throw out what this little cockadoodle doodle has been thinking.
why don't we wait till we get to the tower? And with that, I'm going to very quickly walk over to the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pocket the little vial.
Sleight
No,
of
no.
hand.
If you walk over, I need that.
This little thing? Or
I
as I
asked.
pick up the bottle, this.
I need what Strahd was drinking tonight. There's a reason I am
Okay.
offering it.
Let me reset because I think we might be talking past each other, and I just want to make sure we're all clear.
Okay.
On the tray are a few different crystal glasses. There is a glass decanter of what is obviously some kind of amber alcohol liquid. There is a stoneware flask, a flask, not a vial, but it is stone. You cannot see inside it. And there is a small glass vial that was set right next to the stoneware flask that has red liquid inside it.
All right. But he pointed. What did Raiden?
He kind of gestured
So
toward.
I can't discern which one of those two are
Right.
the one for Strahd.
But so Rahadan did gesture toward the flask, but the vial was set right next
Okay.
to the
Okay.
flask
So
as
okay,
well.
just making sure he pointed at the flask, not the vial.
Right.
Okay. That's. I'm wanting to
Okay.
make.
Okay.
I am
Okay.
wanting to make sure that I am understanding, and I'm
The-
also trying not to laugh because I know how ridiculous this mouth is looking right now.
I'm trying to only look at your eyes, and it's difficult. The implication was that the super special drink for Strahd was the stone flask. God, Hewitt.
Look, just be happy I don't have a biscuit to stick in there.
Polly want a cracker.
Yes.
Chauncey want a cookie.
Johnson wants some cornbread.
Don't you want some cornbread? Flip that. Flip it.
Chauncey wants some cornbread.
Oh.
Y'all, I found what breaks Neysa, and it's like 3 pieces of felt.
I am 5 years old inside. Sue me. Okay. Flask was the implicated special drink for Strahd. There is the glass of
Okay,
the
okay. I'm just
decanter of
making sure
alcohol.
what she's taking. This was a misunderstanding on my part.
Right. But if you want to try to do it without any of them noticing, you need to give me sleight of hand.
I'm not being subtle about this. I'm going
Okay.
to put the vial in my pocket, pick up with one hand the decanter and the 2 drinks, and then as many glasses in the other hand.
Okay.
You're not just gonna pick up the whole tray.
No.
Are you leaving Strahd's bottle in my drink?
No, I'm got everything.
Go.
The tray
go.
is empty.
Go ahead. Leave mine. Leave his.
So now I'm just holding the glasses, bringing them over to you.
But they didn't have beverages in those for everybody else?
No,
The
the glasses are empty.
decanter of alcohol, stone flask, glass vial, many glasses.
Oh.
Okay. I'm going to put
That's
the
even better.
glass vials in my pocket.
So just saying, moonshine,
Moonshine in a decanter,
wine glass.
glasses, small glass vial, stone flask.
Alright.
Because we're not traveling with a whole tray full of full glasses up 3 flights of stairs and down.
I don't know. He's a goddamn vampire. He can hover and shit.
He's got the dexterity.
Look,
for
he's like the non-motion like shit you put on like a cam. Like he can flip upside down. That tray still not fucking spilling.
Y'all don't even know what Rahadin
All right,
is,
all right.
man.
I will be very descriptive. of
Slightly
this.
hot. That's what we know he is.
Yes. Yes.
So the red vial, the little red vial.
Yeah, I'm not.
I think Victoria was saying that everybody should go into the tower to talk.
Yes,
But-
I understand. She's trying to take everything.
But Chauncey is trying to say, no, I'm staying behind to talk to
No,
Strahd.
I'm saying leave that glass, leave the bottle for Strahd, leave a glass for Strahd, because we should not drink from Strahd's drink bottle before we give it to Strahd.
Okay.
That's like, hey, I bought you most of a fifth of whiskey.
Fair enough. I will put Strahd's bottle down. I did not
I've
know
brought
that was
most
your
of a fifth
intent.
of whiskey to a party before.
My apologies.
Okay, like if you bring it and everybody knows you're bringing what you have, but like, I ordered a special drink for you, Strahd. It is what is left of a liquor bottle from your own liquor cabinet.
I've also given somebody a 5-pack of beer for their birthday. College is hard, man.
It's
Bruh, Jed,
it's the
I love
delivery
you
fee.
so much. That level of trashy just gave you another respect point.
Okay, so who all is going to the tower to
I'm gonna
talk?
go to the tower. I'm just making
Okay.
sure we don't take things we shouldn't.
Okay, so y'all are leaving the tray with Strahd's special drink and a couple of glasses
Yes.
there for later. Okay.
What's it say?
We all go
Test,
crazy.
test your beer. Test your beer before you give the beer.
I'm just saying, like, it's. He owed me one.
Just
Probably.
Shit, not on his birthday, bro.
Probably.
Okay, so
Just so I don't meta.
Yo.
Victoria knows what's in that stone bottle.
yes.
Okay.
Make
Like,
sure
it's
it don't
pretty- it's
taste
pretty-
like pickles.
It's
It's
pretty
damn
obvious, but you never know.
It's pretty damn obvious.
Yeah, but you never know.
Inside that stone crockery.
It tastes
Flask
like
is-
pennies.
No, if you drink it, it just tastes like Bad Decisions, college, and a couple other things. Like
So Jaeger?
Strahd-
Jaeger and Nos. It's a mixture of Jaeger
No,
and
Yes.
Nos.
it's Jaeger and Four Loko, man.
Four Loko was not my college.
I don't
I
drink.
graduated, then Four Loko came around.
This is gibberish to me.
I was in grad school when Four Loko showed up, and I was a RA when Four
It
Loko
is
showed up.
basically an energy drink and alcohol mixed
It's
together.
malt
That's what's
liquor and an energy drink.
Oh no.
It
uh-huh,
is
no.
it is literally
for.
a
Definitely.
pint and a half of hangover at noon.
See the crazy dumb thing is I bash Four Loko, but we used to buy
Well, we
the-
get called out. Y'all
but-
don't know how to drink beer down there.
I bash
Yeah,
Four
I don't know.
Loko, but I used to buy the
Oh,
biggest
piss off, Canada. I know how to drink them from goddamn Louisiana. We call everybody else amateurs. We have open container laws that are so lenient that you could probably get away with them within 5 feet of an elementary school.
May I redirect us to the game?
One
Not
more
if that's
thing. Wait, hold
appropriate.
up. Before you start yelling at Canada again,
Ah,
I
piss
gotta explain.
off.
I gotta explain. I used to buy the biggest Red Bull you could find, pour it all into a big old Cane's cup, and then top it off with Jaeger to create my own Jaeger bomb that would last all night. Because I didn't shoot it, we just sipped it. So I can't really bash Four Loko too badly. But also, I can't drink Jaeger anymore.
That's because you're over the age of 23. You get 2
It's
years
true.
with
It's
Jaeger,
true.
and then you have to shut it down unless you drink it like you're actually supposed to goddamn drink it as a stomach additive after dessert. It is
It's a
an
verifiable
adjustment.
fact.
I thought that was White Claw.
No, White Claw is Zima in a new can.
That's also fact. True story.
Don't start this fight with me. I
Oh.
know the
Who
alcohol.
fighting? I don't know shit.
No, I'm mostly talking to Canada.
Anyway,
We should get back to the game.
Also, I
the
shouldn't
torch.
talk too much crap on Canada the 2 times we invaded them. It didn't go well.
And with that.
Oh my god, White Claw is alcoholic LaCroix.
back to the game.
White Claw is alcohol that someone yelled a flavor at. Strawberry!
3% alcohol.
Okay, so is everybody going to the tower?
Yes.
Yes.
Ismark is going to pause at Irina's door and say,
Get her.
she's asleep, according to Victoria.
She is resting.
You do realize the reason I created an extra planar dimension that has a bed is for the one individual that
Right.
Strahd is going to try to doodle.
Would
We
you
will cross that bridge
Would
with
you
it. We have
help
things
me?
to
Maybe you
discuss.
could carry her.
Tell them I'll pick her up.
So, Ismark.
Tom just picks up the whole bed and Sasquatches it out the door.
No, that's
Is
just
this-
basically
Ismark
just
opens,
gently.
Ismark opens the door and will go in there with you to make sure that you're not going to like
Gently.
scare Irina. She
Oh.
doesn't actually wake up, but you're able to kind of kid carry her down the hall.
Alcohol.
Okay.
There is an empty bottle of wine in the room.
Did you literally get her
She's
drunk
sleeping.
to deal with Strahd?
Yes.
I cannot judge you. I have been there myself.
I have drank away problems in the same fashion,
All right.
so it.
One time I
So-
drank and I woke up in the bed of Alistair
Okay.
Blackcloak.
So, wow.
By the way, I stole it.
You gotta tell me that story. I'll
I
tell you.
done stole it.
Wow.
Anyway.
Okay. So you wanted the tower to have
The
dining space.
The first floor is dining space, tables, food. The second floor is basically a 10 by 10 master bedroom with a large bed that was meant for her.
Okay, so we can get Irina upstairs, get her tucked back into bed.
Is there will be blankets that Ismark can kind of pallet floor bed it.
Okay. So, but that still leaves us with it's just two 10 by 10 rooms.
Yeah.
So, grid-wise, that kind of means that both Ismark and Irina are upstairs if y'all are downstairs talking.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Cool. We're good.
Gonna go over and get an ear of corn and just literally start.
You know, I tried that right there with butter once, and everything changed.
Oh no, you gotta get a yote seasoning.
So,
Oh my god, that looks so stupid.
Anyway.
I gotta screw my beak back on. Hang on. Alright, so if both of my NPCs are upstairs and or elsewhere in the castle, y'all have the floor.
All right. Anyone got any good memory notes to tell Missy Victoria here about that there card readings and shit?
would you
All right,
prefer
I
that I
can-
properly introduce myself, or do you just not care?
The hell you say?
Good,
We know
madam,
you
you
done
introduced
introduced
yourself
yourself
to Strahd.
before.
To Strahd is one thing, but to you is something
What, did you
else.
give Strahd your government
God.
name?
Yes.
Okay, Val.
I mean,
So you gonna reintroduce yourself?
I can if you want, or we
Is
can.
Go- by all
Victoria
means.
even your
Sure.
name?
Go ahead.
Obviously, yes.
Okay.
I'm
we're
gonna
good.
make the biggest, most ridiculous waving vow.
Oh, you-
Go right ahead and
Sorry
magic.
that you just slapped the ham.
Didn't slap a hand.
There's just a swinging ham from one of the beans.
Your hands swing lower than you are.
Actually,
Your
yes,
your
because
hands are at waist height for this one.
maybe I considered other individuals that would be in here that needed low-hanging fruit.
Because I bowed. Raise my. I'm just saying that.
You gonna eat the low-hanging ham, you asshole?
Whatever. Go ahead. Go ahead. Introduce yourself. Go.
Right. I am Victoria von Balsar, monster hunter. I think that should be a bit more appropriate introduction to you three. I am understanding that you've been here for a day or two, traveling together for a day or two.
One and a half.
1.5 days.
I don't know. Paul Mall slap man, I might have lost a week.
I would like to ask what your goal is.
To go home.
Obviously,
See, I originally thought I was being hired, and right now, I'm like very high on my list to prevent date rape.
this
Hashtag sorry, I know that should probably have been
Trigger.
been a trigger word, but fuck Strahd and that whole act.
Hashtag
But
date
not in the way
trigger.
he would like.
but
Like,
We're
literally,
going to reiterate that we do not condone anything that Strahd
I-
says,
I-
wants,
I-
or does.
I
He's
think
bad.
I'm kind of here sold on stopping.
saying that that whole dinner situation was just odd.
Good. So we're at a consensus then, and I'm going to take a
Syrex,
seat.
you
the
just
table.
want to go home?
Look, them there villagers, they told us one surefire way to get home. Kill into Strahd, shut down his whole daggone plan. That is the only way anybody ever gets away from this here place. I don't feel like living my entire life in a place that ain't got no daggone sunshine, no city streets, no nothing.
Do you still have that sword?
Nope. Remember, it ain't working.
Not in here. I put it in my room.
Might be best to put it in this room.
Look here, I didn't know
I-
we
I-
were going to be going to other planes to stay the whole daggum night.
It's not a
Not even a daggum bed in here. For
actually.
me.
Well, got Murphy beds.
Who is Murphy and why am I stealing his bed?
He did.
He did and he had multiple beds. You just took his whole... Alright, that's fair. That's fair. Look, I'll go get it. But first, I want to include this Missy here on what we did know about what's supposed to be going on in here, on how to stop Strahd.
All right. Well, I managed to write it down.
Alright, good.
Now, other people might have a better memory than me because I can tend to be forgetful. Anyway, we got the evocator.
Evoker.
Foe/host. I'm assuming that's Strahd.
Fabricator? Is that a town up the road?
That we
It was a card.
that we had with
Granny drew a bunch of cards that told our fate.
She had a name, Madam Ava.
Anyway, also mentioned that down in the crypt, there is a staff.
Wizard staff.
Well, at this point, I don't know if it's a wizard staff or not. 'cause
It's a
we're-
crypt of wizard, and his staff was a key.
Now, I have heard multiple wizards call a certain staff a key. It does not unlock anything when it is exposed.
What that was it something about a book we needed to?
Well, what I got down here
Depends on the
is
size of the key. Or how you
anyway,
use
the
it.
evocator, Strahd, foe/host, crypt with the staff, possibly a book. Then we got the second one, a holy symbol, the priest. The castle has a chapel. I think that tomorrow morning, one of the things that I should do, since I'm trying to pose as a individual very concerned about that playlist, to be fair, I won't lie that I actually am concerned because I think we're going to have to do marriage, at least mostly. And then it all says, aha, when somebody says, does anyone object? I think that'd be great for Tom all to throw Syrex with a flaming sword right at him when we all.
Please don't throw me, Mom.
I'm not gonna throw.
Oh, come on.
Syrex.
Think about it. You gotta get a plus from that. Velocity and mass.
I'm just a humble medic.
Yeah, no, that is bullshit right there. You talking about breaking people's arms, slapping kids around, you hit me, and you hit Syrex in the head hard enough that he lost a tooth in my own mouth.
I'm just saying, that's an athletics check, and I got a -1 to that, so don't throw me. Like,
That is
I come home.
just flying through the air.
well, that is
No control over
impressive.
my own body.
Then there was the necromancer. Weapon.
Yep.
Sword of the sun. I spelled that with an O, not a U. The necromancer / hot woman. They said fiery woman. That's a hot woman, right? Fire Genasi. I mean, that's Tennessee hot right there.
I think we found that one, though.
Yeah,
I think that...
Hartley.
Huh?
Hartley. I ain't seen no blade.
We haven't seen
Now, hold on. I ain't get to tell y'all this yet. but that their hilt was magical in some way. Because when I spoke to it in Draconic, it asked me where. And it didn't say no to igniting. It said not now.
You gotta respect that.
Look, man, no means no. But not now means come back later at ain't right time.
That's right. Just not like don't show up 5 minutes later expecting now.
No,
You don't need
no.
to be like seagulls going mine, mine,
It gotta be,
mine.
I get the feeling it needs to be romance into the situation.
Oh, you need help, sweet talking the sword.
I'm just not the right time. Wrong time.
I'll play some background music. When
Man,
you
I've
go
sweet
dry.
talked to sword before. That sounded dirty.
It sounded great.
Sweet
I
talk
love
the
it.
sword.
I've sweet talked to sword before.
I totally sweet talk the sword.
Some things come out your mouth and you're like,
The sword did.
Some things could go in your mouth.
huh? It's the wrong character. It's October.
Keep going. I love the shoveling.
It's October.
And then we got the evil bride and the brother. To help family. I'm pretty sure
Wait,
that
Evil
is-
bride?
Wait,
It said evil bride.
it said stuck as one, wasn't it?
I'm gonna say this. I'm pretty sure that's Mark and Irina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Evil bride.
However, that means
Brother.
we also got Strahd has a touch on her.
Yeah.
I'm thinking somebody needs to.
But what about that painting? She said something about a painting.
That was with the sword.
Yeah, it's with the necromancer and the sword and shit.
Oh,
And then we got the horseman, evil immortal, place of death. To, and then I can't read the word that I think it says to him. I'm assuming this is also Strahd.
I just got there looking in the place of death, so from here, what I'm gathering is we gotta go to a chapel, figure some shit out there.
We gotta
Yeah.
go to the crypt.
Gotta go to the crypt, figure some shit out there about the wizard staff and whatnot. I feel like we got the necromancer part. Feel like we got the evil bride and brother part. I don't know what the hell this horseman thing is. We got any
That's
staff?
Strahd.
That's Strahd. You sure that's gonna be Strahd though?
All right. Did you see him?
In the place
Did
of death though.
Did you watch? We are literally in a vampire's castle.
Did you?
I am pretty sure that we walked past we walked past skeletons hung up in the hallway. I'm pretty sure this is a place of death, or we might have found a haunted house attraction, and this is just the most immersive experience ever. All right, and I don't think the latter makes as much sense.
No, I don't think it does either.
You're just lucky that
Alright.
I am deaf in one ear.
I am so glad this bitch is soundproof. That's mostly Hewitt yelling through the mask, not Chateclaire actually yelling.
All right, now.
So what? This is what I'm thinking.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna go talk to him under the guise of trying to figure out what the groom wants at the wedding.
Yep.
Worst case scenario, I die.
That would definitely be the worst. Yeah. That'd be the worst of the
Well,
scenarios.
worst case for me. Y'all at least know where we're gonna go, and if I die, that means that I found out something from Strahd he didn't want shared.
Like his favorite songs.
No, I'm fairly sure I'm gonna meddle, because I will meddle.
I wonder if one of his favorite songs is a Shania Twain song.
Now, at this point, I think one of his favorite songs is by Oingo Boingo, because he seems to like younger women.
That's,
No, I don't like that.
So
I don't like that.
Nothing about this is likable.
No. So
I did not get past mainstay education. You don't have to be the brightest cock in the hen house to understand this is bad.
So it sounds like we need 3 items
mm-hmm.
to take down Strahd.
We done got one.
We have one. So one's in the chapel and one's in the crypts.
Right.
Right.
We think.
Yep.
fairly certain. Hopefully we don't get down to the frickin' crypts and find out it's Strahd's high school reunion photo album. Him and a Sarah rat graduated together. Stay shiny, Elminster.
You know it's gonna be horrible. You know,
Yeah,
dang well.
it's a crypt in a
Ain't gonna-
vampire's castle.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said you know it's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be the
I
worst.
mean, what would be the greatest of the two, the chapel or the crypt?
Oh, ain't never one of them gonna be good.
I say we start at the chapel, it's above ground.
I'd say we
Listen.
start at the crypt because we're gonna get to the chapel either way because that's where we're gonna get married, right?
I'm also going to say, to my understanding, crypts are usually underneath the chapel.
Sometimes.
Fair.
I think we should start at the crypt.
Well,
Alright, raise your hand if you want to go to the crypt.
I mean,
Raise your hand if you want to go to the chapel. It's four of us going. Why is there? How did you vote twice?
Why are you voting against, son?
What, you vote? You raise your
We
hand.
have to go to the best places. Let's just start at the
Yeah.
chapel.
Fine,
Or we can go to
fine.
the crypt.
it is on the way.
Hold on. Let me find out where they both are.
That's a good question.
That's a good point.
Anyway, anybody here know how to telepathically communicate?
No.
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 I mean, I don't think that talking to plants and animals are going to help, unless, of course, if it's a bat, maybe.
Ain't y'all got any of them there sending stones?
No.
Damn it.
No, I can go. I can make myself disappear for twice a day.
That's useful. I can heat metal. That's an asshole move. I can heat metal. The DM is not going to let me do it and live, but
Wow.
I can heat metal.
Wow. I just realized I have detect magic.
Anyway,
I could communicate over long distances. It's not a desirable way.
look, summons a mage hand, shoots out glitter from his other hand. That's my long range. I can make you feel better. I can stab somebody in the brain.
Actually, no. I,
I
take
do
it back.
things at range, but not.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you're gonna fuck something up. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah,
I will
don't.
inspire you.
I don't. I don't tend to do a whole lot of magical shit.
Anyway, anybody objecting to me stepping out this door and going to do what I intended to do to begin with?
You have
Yeah,
full thoughts.
I object to you failing and dying. Don't do that.
You know what? I take that to my heart.
As long as you don't take something else to your heart, it'll be alright.
Now he'll go for the neck. Just straighten my hat.
Like I'm gonna follow you out, but I'm just gotta get this here sword
I'm
out.
gonna walk out the door and just hook straight back towards the sitting room.
Yeah,
Good
you
luck.
can do that. And you're turning into your room to try to grab the sword?
Yep.
Okay. So what we're going to do here is you got to tell me what you're doing when you get into the study.
Alright, so we have Strahd's beverage, my beverage, and then there's Strahd's bedroom door.
Right. Are you just grabbing and walking?
Chateclaire will make sure that he's gone back to the other
Okay.
room.
That was my question
I'm not just all of a sudden just do.
Yeah.
Pay no attention to the Dragonborn.
Alright. So the sword hilt is still under your mattress where you put it. You're able to grab it and head back to the tower, secret tower, if that's all you want to do.
In the when you go into the room with the secret tower in it,
Mm-hmm.
is it I open the door and I walk immediately in, or is there
The
like,
way I have it set up is that when you open the door, I'm assuming the door for Strahd's rooms open out like they're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
This door will open in. So I guess it would be a door behind a door.
A door
'cause
behind
I can't use its door as the door to this room.
yeah, okay, door behind a door.
Look, I found a weaker version of Mordenkainen's tower. That's
Which it's helpful. It's good.
Why not? Alright, so we're
It's either
going.
this or House of Cards.
Cards.
Yeah, if you deal 1 HP, that shit falls down, but you know, temporary structure.
Okay, so if you're back in the tower, then we're good there. If you two would head out and we'll. You wanted to what? Sorry. I have a lot of things happening in my brain. If I miss anything, you just gotta tell me.
I just gotta see if I. Well, I really want to try to sneak around and go the opposite direction or listen in. I don't care what your bird brain thinks.
Because I assume you're like you can easily step back and look in the hall to make sure that Syrex goes in.
Yeah.
Look,
Which is why
I
I
will
was like,
say
he's not gonna
that
go.
I
with
know I could watch Syrex go in the room. I know that I cannot. Like, dude, roll what you're gonna roll. I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying Hewitt's response is.
I'm gonna stay. I'm going. I'm in the tower. I'm
Okay.
staying in the tower.
Okay, then if you two would ski-doodle and we'll it'll just be time for the death stuff.
He's gonna die and have no support. No.
Get out.
Hey, welcome back.
Hey, Kyle, there's a mason jar in the outside fridge.
Yeah.
Oh, if somebody could catch me some ice and some heavy.
I'm gonna need it.
Heavy. Mason jar. Got it.
I've also got a backup character just in case. But Chateclaire's gonna go over to Strahd's. I'm assuming very baroque,
Very. There's
large.
rococo everywhere. Yeah.
Like we were looking at the doors to a cathedral in Europe style, large wooden doors to his bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Ice and ketamine, getting freaking. What the fuck, Canada? Jesus.
Is this person actually from Canada, or are we being
She
mean?
said she said I'm LeBlanc's Canadian friend. I'm just trying not to be mean because of all the times kids like I got a girlfriend in Canada.
Okay, like I would, because I haven't seen everything in the chat, so
No,
I'm just
I
trying
just-
to make sure. Like,
Hey,
that
I'm very sorry. You keep doing you. I might randomly talk shit. Just ignore it. I have a fucking chicken hat mouth on and a hat. Okay.
Okay.
I'm
alright.
so glad my kids at school don't watch my fucking stream. My language is atrocious. Anyway, going to go up to the. Is there like a knocker or a knob or?
There's a couple of handles. No knockers or anything.
Okay. Okay, I gotta get it because it fucking fell off. Yes. I broke Neysa
Nice.
Oh my god.
because I broke the chair.
That's fine.
We have no clue where it went.
I think it
Maybe
rolled under
the
the
chair.
He
You're not
broke
pulling the
chair.
balls off the top. I don't know where it went.
He lost his balls.
Busted the chair right in the balls.
That's mine.
Okay. Alright.
I'm
As
not-
you.
And this, Lord Strahd, I'm sorry to disturb you, but might I have a minute?
The door swings open, just the one, not the both of them, just the one. There are, there's kind of a very perfumed fragrance that wafts out as the door opens. There is a large arched window directly across from you, covered by heavy red draperies, their golden tassels glinting in the light of 3 candelabras sitting atop small tables scattered about the room. Tall white candles are burning with a bright, steady light. A large bed canopied by silk curtains. You can only see the foot end of it to your right. Carved into the. Oh no, we're not going to get there yet. Yeah. Okay. So large canopy bed, obviously on the right. There is a what appears to be a lady's slipper kind of turned upside down on the floor at the foot of the bed. From your left, coming from a door out of your direct line of sight, Strahd walks into frame. He is not wearing the same whole regalia getup that he had on earlier. He's wearing a long, floor-dragging, bell-sleeved, fancy-ass silk bathrobe, like a dressing gown. Hair is loose, and he walks in and kind of cocks his head, seems to be looking at you very curiously, and says,
Go ahead and say what he's going to say.
says, "Come in. Usually I'm the one that asks."
He takes up, said, Lord Strahd, I do not wish to intrude upon you in a sanctum. Sorry, I went deep southern. Lord Strahd, I don't wish to interrupt on you in a sanctum, but I do have a beverage out here in your study that you are kind enough to let us use. Would you please come sit with me and discuss what we might need to know about this wedding?
Certainly. But he moves to the far side of the bed and leans down and is whispering to apparently someone in the bed.
I did not know the bachelor party had already started. Good Lord, I will strike that from my list.
He chuckles as he follows and it comes back around the bed and walks past you into the study. Says, "You don't need to worry about that. She is a
I'm
companion."
assuming you had a late night snack is safe to assume.
You assume much. No, she is simply a lost child, concerned about everything and yet fearing nothing. She has a unique viewpoint. He takes a seat in one of the large chairs by the fire, kind of crosses his legs
In my goddamn head, all I'm hearing is a internet douchebag right now that's dating someone that's underage.
She's not underage.
No, I know
Like,
she's not.
for stream, she is not
I know.
underage.
I'm sorry. I have lived long enough and dealt with the internet back in the long ago, the before times, the AIM times. You end up knowing individuals that you gotta call the goddamn cops on. All right?
Yeah, just a lot.
A whole lot. Strahd. Hold on, Strahd. I'm gonna go over to the microwave and dial 911 because I think you have a weed. Anyway, I will pour him a glass from the bottle.
As you pour it, as you open it, you don't really smell much of anything, but as you pour, what comes out of the flask is a deep red liquid. You would almost say it's blood, but there's a smell of grapes that kind of wafts against your nose.
We got a special kind of wine. Then
Fun story. There is a series of books by an author, Anne Bishop. It's called the Black Jewels trilogy, or the Jewels verse. They have a blood wine that the vampire-ish characters there drink. They call it Yarbara. It's super fun. Read the books; they're great, but they have a lot of triggers, so be careful.
we'll pour it and then offer it in a manner, palm underneath, hand on the glass, slightly bow.
He'll take it and says, "It's good to see that you've remembered some manners. Your friends are rather intriguing. Well, I know they're not truly friends yet. I had hoped you might work well together."
They are acquaintances, good Lord. Now, first off, I will not be apologizing for my performance. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. However, my concerns are probably not yours, nor do you fully care.
You are here to speak.
I am, my good Lord, but I was going to go ahead and say from the get-go, I do not approve. However, my approval is not necessary for the job to go through.
I was under the impression, from what my Vistani say, that you seek notoriety with a passion.
Oh, yes, sir, I do.
What better way to be remembered than being one who has a part in reuniting two souls that have been separated by eons?
I would say one soul and one less willing.
This guise she wears now, it is not the truth. Tatiana is there. The time she spends in this castle that I made for my family when we came to this land.
You actually built all this yourself personally? I am impressed.
Rahadin made sure that the artisans and
Oh,
craftspeople.
you employ craft. For a second, good sir, I work for the Craft King. He built his own castle. That is a hells of a ruler. If you were going to tell me you're on the same level as him, good sir, I would perform anything you wish.
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
7. Oh, that's great. 28.
Okay. You see a bit of a
I love you, neon orange dice, until you try to kill me again.
you see a bit of a kind of a glitter in his eyes, and he gives what looks like a genuine smile. He says, I may not have used my own two hands to build this place, but my own two hands carved a domain in this valley. I made Barovia. I built it by
Did you?
my blood and sweat.
My good lord, did you carve it with your own knife?
A sword. The people here were savages, and they needed a guiding hand.
My lord, not to be rude, I'll be honest, with everywhere I've traveled and everything I've seen, the most savage individuals are the only ones that really call anyone savage.
The people here, the natives, were poorly. My army came and gave them purpose, and once they submitted, we made a haven in these mountains. We made sure they had food. We made sure they survived the cold winters. I brought my family here, my brother, and my father.
Lord Raiden,
No. Sergei was his name. He did not survive later revolutions.
might I incite that?
Sure.
23.
It's probably not the factual truth, but it may not be entirely incorrect.
It's not a full lie, but it's not a full truth. Would that be the best? I'm getting a half truth. Would that be the best way to
A
take
spun
it?
truth. Tell the
His-
truth, but tell it slammed.
His truth. By the way, everybody, that's actually something I had to learn in the last damn 2 years. People have their own version of the fucking truth.
A lot of research that I've done into building villains, a lot of it deals with whether a person who objectively can be considered evil or bad sees themselves as evil or not.
Right.
The truth is you cannot see yourself as evil and still exist. Like if you were evil, if you saw yourself as evil, you would choose differently. You would do better. So a person who objectively can be considered evil doesn't see themselves as
Yeah,
evil. They see
Strahd.
what they're doing as right.
Totally understand that. I got a character that would argue he's lawful good at all times, but he is lawful evil.
Right.
And that's what's up with Strahd. So, but good lord. does it not bother you that she said no?
This
And can I follow it up with how many times in your life has she said no? Look, the only reason I ask is I am not a spring chicken. I'm 13 on a good and that's when the internet decides to fucking die. Hold on.
Did it grab it?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think the internet actually died though.
No,
It's
we
not-
just get a bigger and bigger lag every time it does it. On a healthy, good diet, low impact life, I got 22 years. All right? I'm a flash in the pan for you. Here, go on. He does look slightly sad at that last comment. She's human. She's still a flash in the pan for you. I'm still using the wrong word. She's still a flash in the pan for you. All right, I understand this. How many times will this wedding make?
Let's see. He sets the glass on a side table and leans back. He does actively cross his arms, and as he does, the robe is obviously clinging to his musculature, and you see that
He got guns.
he's got guns. He has the body of a soldier.
No, this chicken is ace. Actually, I don't know what Chateclaire is other than Chateclaire.
Chateclaire. That's all you need to be. He leans back in the chair and says, "You seem like a discerning individual. I applaud such insight. This will be the third time Tatiana's soul has returned to me. This time, it will stay with me.
I'm going with third time's the charm, my good lord.
I have taken precautions. She will not fade this time."
My lord, if that is the case, I must ask you, are you more of a folk or blues individual?
These blues are sadness-based songs.
No, they're just life. Life that real people live. The life that the common folk deal with every day. The melancholy that somehow still might bring you joy. Yeah, it's about work. Yeah, it's about the hardness. But we share it. And in that camaraderie comes unity. It's not just sadness, my lord. It's just the other side of the coin of life. folk, upbeat, happy, tells legends of the good times.
He reaches for his drink again, leans back again, and says, "Show me, demonstrate."
May I summon my assistant, or will you dispel him again?
So long as your assistant does not assist you in disrupting my goals, I have no quarrel with it or you.
Good Lord, I didn't disrupt your goal.
Your
But I did
attempt-
make you play your hand.
Your attempt to gain control of a situation where you have no power is disruptive by its very rudeness.
My Lord, I didn't try to assume control.
You are not the first bard I have brought here. I know all their tricks.
You even know the one with the pinky.
Your DM wants to know, are you going for a whooshy finger hold reference? Because that's where my brain went.
I'm just making a random joke as fucking Chateclaire, this irreverent fucking chicken.
He only stares at you.
I'll take that as a yes. Anyway, I do need rhythm for this to happen.
As I said,
Let me expend another first level spell slot. Summon him, put the little vest, get the little tie on him.
I love this. I think it's cute.
Gonna hand him his
Strahd's
loot.
kind of annoyed.
Hand him the loot. Alright. Where's your hand? Here. Boom, boom, boom.
It picks up the rhythm.
And Chateclaire will start playing a slow dirge.
Roll performance.
That's a 16.
You pull it off, but it's nothing special.
No, what Chateclaire starts singing is he sings about a ship laden with goods from the archipelago to the south, amber and jade, gold and silver. And then a storm hits. The captain's the only one who survives and makes it back, realizing as he makes it to shore that the insurance claim lists him as the main payer. So not only has he lost everything, he's lost everything double.
As you wrap it up, Strahd seems like he's been holding on to a question and waiting politely for you to finish the song. He says, "Let me ask you a question. Your captain that you sing about, he was unaware of what his accountants were doing behind his back? Does he not deserve to lose everything?"
My lord, some people trust. And some people trust just way, way too much. Some people think they have it all, only to learn. Not only do they lose what they thought they had, they lose more. And they end up in a place they will never financially, spiritually, or anything recover from. They're stuck.
Puts the glass down, clasps his hands between his knees and leans forward and says, "Theoretically, you are right. But I put another solution to you. The captain, before setting out on the voyage, when getting his papers in order, or speaking with his accountants and the merchants whose goods you have transported, he does not gloss over the details. He pays attention, and when he sees that he is responsible for everything should this go wrong, he demands a higher price of the goods. His risk must be worth the reward, yes?
My lord, I believe something's lost in translation. You're not from where I am, are you? Most captains of vessels where I come from are employees of a company. They clock in, they clock out.
But
They're
why
basically-
not own his own?
Because he couldn't. He didn't have the ability to buy in. He was not born with a proverbial silver spoon
So
in his mouth.
So you are saying that this man is a victim of his society,
Aren't we all?
not in Barovia.
My lord, once more, I'm not trying to be rude. Just honestly given. Takes a sip. It's awkward. Don't got no lips. Not trying to be rude. But no matter what someone's birth circumstances are, it seems sometimes fate or someone with more power than them traps them. And they cannot get out no matter how hard they try. Me, personally, I came from a small town. Biggest fish in a small pond. Mama made sure I survived after Daddy was gone. But I'll be honest, I have met more people with more power than I ever had gifted to me, trapped in their certain circumstances, oblivious to it. I ain't the smartest egg. Mama said I was a little cracked from the beginning. I was a little scrambled.
Strahd smiles. He's enjoying the jokes.
But my lord, king and peasant alike, they're stuck. Heavy is the weight of life. Heavy is the weight of a crown. Heavier is the weight of one's own sins. Blues, they hit that note. It's ephemeral. And a heart that beats or not, it plays. So, my good lord, once more, are you a folk or blues kind of noble?
Play your blues.
My lord, you brought us here for entertainment.
Indeed.
I'm the only one who knows how to play an instrument.
The entertainment that you provide is different to the entertainment the others provide.
Am I to assume you are the cat?
And you three, the mouse? Yes.
You're bored, aren't you?
Boredom is a
I've met
choice.
other immortals, my good lord.
It's a choice. I spend my time study, play, learn. By the study tell me tales. They see the worlds they pass through, they bring back stories. Stories of noble little archers who think they are more than life would have them be. And he's kind of pointing down the hall each time he says it. He says,
Is he pointing at the exact same spot?
"Mm-mm,
Or is he pointing at different rooms?
different rooms. says, or pacifists that nonetheless have embraced their own shadows.
If you were talking about Talma, I'm going to go ahead and stop you there, good Lord. She is not a pacifist. I have felt it.
Everyone has shadows. And what they are born does not always remain what they are.
Now, another thing I got to mention to that, my good Lord. You have the stunning to go out for you, to discover things for you. All the other nobles I know, my good Lord, travel themselves. You do not. That's puzzling. But once again, I'm not the brightest egg that has ever hatched.
You speak of shackles and chains. Your captain in the day, trapped as an employee of a company that used him and turned him into a scapegoat and whipping boy. I never said that my power came freely.
My Lord, wouldn't it be a wonderful thing if it did? But that ain't life.
It is a price, and one I willingly paid long ago. Barovia exists because I exist. Without me, it ceases.
The window, is there a window near us?
Not in the study. The study's an enclosed
Okay, there's no
space.
window that looks out on either side of the fireplace or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
It's an interior wall there.
My Lord, I've been through your land. It has a beauty. Or should I say, had a beauty.
It reflects the emptiness that Tatiana left me with.
See, one thing my mama definitely told me. If you spend your entire life looking for a missing piece to complete you, you're just going to be bumpily rolling along the road. Nobody completes you. You are you. Not everybody can see that. Not everybody understands that. Hell, I'll admit, good Lord, I don't fully understand that. I'm still finding peace. Maybe you, much like me, don't need to fill that emptiness. I'm sorry, I'm trying to over enunciate
So the
everything
beat
so
moves.
the beat moves. Maybe we don't need to fill that space with other people, but with deeds. That's my solution. But I'm 13 years old. You're hundreds. However, pulls a notepad out of his pocket. My companions did actually have another series of questions I was supposed to ask you. First off, do we have a cake maker for the wedding? Gotta have a cake. Ryden said it's not denominational, right, my good Lord?
Correct. And yes, there will be refreshments.
So you already have that lined up with kitchen staff within the everything.
Everything is being taken care of.
All right. Bachelorette party. My lord, it's only common practice throughout most realms that the countess. Oh, guys, why didn't you take the title of king. It seems like this is a completely disassociated realm.
My father was a king.
Okay, get a warning message from
Warning from
him, talking about time as well. My good lord, I think there's a bachelorette party. I'm assuming the bachelor party was already in there. And question, case in point, because we ought to be entertainment. We have free reign of the castle.
of course.
Anywhere we're not supposed to go.
If you are not meant to be there, you'll be able to find it.
Alright, castle will let us know. A positive, negative, B positive, B negative, A, B, or O. I don't know what any of that means. It's just, it was written down for me.
Any and all. They're all delicious vintages.
Noted, good lord. And last thing, I gotta ask you, before I probably do need to turn in for this night. Would you accept any freedom if you were actually granted it? To go elsewhere, see other things, enjoy everything with Tatiana?
The bargain I made long ago precludes my wishes in that regard.
Totally fictitious, best case scenario, my lord. Would you accept it if you could go anywhere else with her?
I rule this land. If
You-
one who was worthy to replace me were found,
I'm not talking about taking your job, my good lord. I'm asking if you could at least get like a
you
honeymoon elsewhere.
misunderstand me. Listen very carefully. The bargain I made for the power I hold was given to me by powers greater than I. Part of that bargain is my bond with the land. The only way I escape, the only way I am set free, is if someone else worthy takes my place. There has never been one such. Therefore, I remain, and this I am willing to pay. Do you understand me?
I do, my lord, I do.
Let me ask you a question. Would you sing the song of Barovia if you could?
Like your anthem?
The song itself. Would you make it rise here if you could? If that power were within your grasp, would you do it?
To sing the song of your land, my lord? Yes, I would sing it. But I don't speak your language. I asked your manservant, he told me it would take me weeks to learn it.
You speak again in jokes and humor.
I'm not speaking of jokes, my lord. Anytime I go somewhere, I would happily sing the songs of their land if I knew them.
The song itself, light, when there is only darkness. Would you do this if it were within your power?
I would more than certainly try to rise the sun.
What would happen should you do that to all the nighttime creatures who thrive here? What if your freedom was their demise?
Now I have an existential crisis to assume and think about.
That is the price for what you suggest my freedom would be.
At least I have an answer, my lord.
As this conversation winds to a close, Strahd has not been looking anywhere else but at you. I need you to make me a wisdom save.
Yay! Yay! Hold on, do I got anything that helps me? No! Alright, big chicken dice. Fuck you, big chicken dice. That's a 7, as I rolled earlier on my last wisdom save.
As you discuss this last philosophical concept with Strahd,
Why did I not make you a goddamn elf?
you feel you're beginning to wonder if maybe Strahd's right. You start to see everything he said and everything he's responded to your questions. It makes a little more sense now. You're beginning to think that maybe he's not this devil that
Gaslighting motherfucker.
many of the people have called him to be.
Yeah.
You're not entirely convinced that he's a good guy, but you're starting to think.
No.
You're starting to think about it.
I need to summon them.
Anything else?
No.
Then yes.
Alright. Hey, who wants to help me roll a bunch of D6s?
What?
He's lying.
I gotta cast a super ultra fireball.
Oh my god.
You're doing the Kamehameha way.
Yeah, I'm doing the super command. Did we lose Jed?
Yeah, we lost Jeff.
He went home?
No,
He's in the potty?
no.
He's asleep?
He's
No.
talking. Oh, there he is.
Just like slam the
Slam
fucking
the-
door. I walk
Okay.
in like a boss.
Alright, Chauncey, you head back to the tower?
He lived.
Do you head back to the tower?
Yeah, I'm gonna head back to the tower. I know what my mission was.
Alright, Chauncey's back in the tower.
The second the door closes, gonna down the rest of that fucking glass of moonshine. You know, oh! 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 Oh!
I am eating one of the meats that was hanging from
Are you
the
eating one of the low-hanging hams?
one of the low hanging hams. I am eating that.
Are you
ham.
actually just in your mat on the floor as it swings like a pendulum closer and
No, I
closer?
took it off the hook. It's like,
Whew.
so how'd it go?
Bite.
Gonna walk back to the one closet that just says laboratory. Use it. Oh, gonna come back up. Alright. Whew. Alright, everybody. One. Goddamn, he's charming. Two. Them eyes. Goddamn. Also, boy, let that robe open up to here. He has a perfect V. Perfect V for Vitch. For Strahd von Zarovich, I'm afraid there's letters on the other side of that chest hair, but there's just a V in the middle. Oh,
Oh, shit.
goddamn.
You were just supposed to be talking. Why is he undressing you? The hell are you doing in
I
there?
knocked on his door. He
I
came-
knew it took too deadgum long.
I knocked on the door. He came out in a bathrobe. There is a bitch in his bed. He said, don't worry about her, but I think she was a midnight snack without a K. Oh, we are dealing with an absolute goddamn monster.
No.
And he is charming as shit. God, like, I don't feel he's wrong, and I know I'm wrong for thinking he's not wrong. He is the worst. Literally the worst. Like, oh my God, I think he killed, like he mentioned his brother was killed in a revolution. I think he led the revolution. Like, I think we got some Che Guevara bullshit mixed in here. I am worried. I've lost my cool. I've cracked all my eggs. I'm cock-a-doing at midnight. This shit is bananas.
Can someone do some common shit on him?
Hold on. Pulls out another glass of something. Okay. Let me boil this down for y'all boys. And tall mom. And fancy lady. Lady Viktoria. He is 100% convinced he's right. We are his playthings. I think I'm meant to actually play at the wedding, but I don't know. We are all meant to entertain him, and I will not lie. One of the last things he said, I think he wants us to kill him.
He
We
won't.
ain't the first.
He wants us to kill him.
This is a rich motherfucker that has a death kink tied up with a
I can't breathe.
chasing after a girl kink. Said this is the third time. This man doesn't need to be allowed near elementary schools. Doesn't need to be allowed near churches. But he's vampire, that ain't probably anything to worry about. But straight up, third time he's gone after a Tatiana. Like some type of silver fucking Pokemon. We ain't over our heads. Not gonna lie. We over our heads. We might have to kill Raiden. I'm fairly certain we have to kill Raiden. I know we're gonna have to kill Strahd or die trying. Or we are gonna have to be the best wedding guests ever. And I ain't down for that. However, his argument was pretty fucking good, but I still ain't down for that. Oh. Shit. I made 3 notes in this notebook. And there is so much information.
I'm guessing your notes were, oh shit. Oh shit.
No, I wrote down.
Oh shit.
Strahd said if we could replace him, he'd leave. He also said we should kill him. He is a sad, sad boy that is an asshole, and he is sanctimonious as fuck. I don't like him. However, I will bend over a rail for him currently. Them eyes, y'all. They were blue, then they were green, then they were hazel, and then there were all sorts of confusing and red flags. However, I'll write fan fiction about him right now.
Can we roll back to replace him and he'll leave? What?
Do you want to become a vampire?
No, I'm just asking. Was he asking if we could find a vampire to step in
He
his
asked
spot?
me if I would sing the song of Barovia, if I knew it. I thought he was asking me for a song at the wedding, and then he informed me I was trying to make jokes. I wasn't trying to make a joke. I was saying, yes, if you have a national anthem, I will sing it at your wedding.
And,
All right?
All right.
Then he said, but if you sing it and brought up the sun, you'd kill all the night creatures here. And I was like, well, that is now an existential crisis because some of them might not have done this on purpose. Like, I'm pretty sure he made other vampires that are not responsible for being vampires.
Okay.
So the question is, do we kill hundreds of night creatures?
Yes.
And him?
Yes.
You have a solidarity I might not, because I'm assuming some of them are actually not bad. Have you ever dealt with a night creature known as a werebear? They're lawful good. A criminal bit by a werebear goes to sleep, wakes up, and they built a fucking school.
Again, how do we replace him if we kill everything?
That's right.
I don't know. I'm just saying I had drinks with a vampire. The interview did not go as I thought. However, I am flustered like all the feathers are. And all I know is either we have to kill him or replace him, but we cannot let that woman be with him. Even though his argument, God damn, I got gas lit.
I mean, that is a
God damn it, I got gas lit.
Chateclaire, that is a fine assessment, that just as long as he didn't call you the turkey fucker or anything like that.
Just gonna shove his head in a big basket of corn. And then stand up. Alright, I'm good. By the way, he's also a blues man. Not a surprise.
Well, we should get some rest while we can. We have much to think on.
Yes, indeed. It's way past my bedtime.
The sun's gonna be rising here soon, and I'm gonna have to yell for that, and somebody's gonna throw shit at me. but
Yes.
somebody that is smarter than me.
They ain't hard.
Fuck off, you're in my house. I've had a bad night to get us info.
I have one question for Syrex before I assume we're wrapping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What or where did you do or put with the sword hilt?
In my bag. Is it
I'm sorry, I heard B at the
So
beginning
it's
of
with
that.
you.
with me in a satchel?
Alrighty, I am good with that. Any other points of clarification, note or otherwise, before we wrap?
I will say this, Chateclaire actually getting flustered and puffing up, you realize which feathers actually don't have color on them anymore, indicating his actual age.
Very nice. Very nice, very nice. Okay,
Don't let your meatloaf.
Thank
No.
y'all for watching.
We have other shit to do before meatloaf.
Thank y'all for watching. We know this ran a little long. Maybe
5 hours.
maybe we won't be as chaotic the next time. Things should start picking up. So we will
Just
be
as chaotic.
we will be back next Thursday with one more Curse of Strahd, but then we will not be having a Curse of Strahd stream on the 27th. Instead, we will be streaming it on the 31st on Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
So come back next week for the penultimate. Yo.
I was gonna say, this weekend we got Investigation Check Cryptid.
Mm-hmm.
Monday is another game of the Quiet Year with Holy Wind sitting up the next season. Curse of Strahd next week, followed by toolkits,
Mm-hmm.
and then moving into our actual games for Extra Life here soon. Again, thank y'all for donating. We are at $85. We only need 15 more to at least get to 100. Please help us reach at least 1/20th of our goal. Let's see. On Linktree, we are Team Bonus Action. Everything will be linked through there. And if you are looking for us on Twitch, we are at bonus_team.
So proud.
And since Knox isn't here,
Don't let your meatloaf.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching.
ow,
Like, share, subscribe.
hit the notification bell.